Mr. Roberts, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Tams.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Your hair's so long.
It's COVID hair.
I cut all my hair off for COVID hair.
I'm going to be like George Clooney and get one of those Flobies.
I don't know what that
What they're
is.
called?
I don't know what that is.
It attaches to a vacuum cleaner. Back in the 80s, I think.
Davey cut all his hair off too for COVID.
It wasn't by my choice, but yes, it's gone.
Yeah, mine was getting nasty, and I'm in a wedding in March, and I cut it off last month to hopefully get some nice regrowth.
Growth, yeah.
Dennis.
Hi,
you're
Dennis.
really close up and personal.
Hopefully I have his mic going today.
He's in that room where he doesn't have great bandwidth.
Oh, yeah. Look at all his lights in the ceiling. I need some of that in this room. We lack lighting in this room. I'm currently using my phone flashlight as the desk light.
That's being resourceful.
It did ask for a desk light for Christmas, though.
Your face is split up. You look fine.
Okay. That's great.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Pat.
trouble.
Davey here? Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Oh.
Karen.
Hello.
Hey, Pat, can you put a Wi-Fi extension in your house for me?
I'll give him a hotspot.
He's frozen.
Yes, he is.
In college, I bought one of those, I don't know, it's this little box with this little pop-up antenna so I could steal internet from people. I think maybe Dennis needs one, but steal it from Pat.
His neighbor seems to have plenty of internet bandwidth there.
Oh, awesome.
He's gone.
Oh,
Oh,
come back. Probably moving locations around the house.
I could just call in.
Yeah.
I've got my tree all up and decorated. Dun, da, da, da. I've been busy.
We've got all 7 of ours up.
7, huh? Whew. Everybody's room.
We're kind of nuts around our house when it comes to that.
I used to have one upstairs in the hallway.
Is anybody else on, Chris? Any public?
No, not yet. We are live on YouTube, though. And we're getting the tour of Dennis's house again. I always enjoy that part of the evening.
Oh, your neighbors.
Yeah, come on over, Dennis.
I'm waiting for him to show up right next to Pat. That's what's going to be really funny. He can use the deck, right, Pat?
Yeah. So I got 5 inches of snow on it.
Details.
Now where's he going?
We're looking at his ceiling lights. I don't know.
Could have a halo in a minute. He's muted.
You're muted, Dennis.
Unmute. There.
Okay. Well, let's get rolling here. First thing is the approval of the minutes.
Wait. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
So move.
Okay, you need a second.
I'll second.
Move to second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Approval of paid bills for November.
I'll move.
It's been moved. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
I'm moving to second, and all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Anything from the citizens, Chris?
I did not have any communications from citizens.
All right, good. How about council? Did Jordan didn't?
No, but he did get an invite. I do know that. So
Okay, okay, good.
I have not heard from him, but just they're getting through. Should see pass next Tuesday the temporary budget. Temporary budget, all department wide, is a mirror image of what the budget was for 2020.
That's pretty lucky, aren't we?
We are. Well, we're still in a reasonable financial position as municipalities. So we'll see how it all shakes out. I'm more concerned about years down the road, not necessarily this year, next year, with the way the new law is with income tax. Businesses and individuals can take a loss over 5 years. So if they have a bad year this year, they may not have paid taxes for the next 5 years, depending on how that loss shakes out. So that's the part that's scary for us as we look forward to the next 5 years.
It's different. Okay, thank you. I'll move on to superintendent's report.
Great. Well, starting in, we started basketball last night. and we're with about half the group, and we were supposed to start the other half tonight, but Mother Nature decided that that wasn't going to be the case. So they'll be starting on Thursday. The groups were scheduled to start tonight. But everything went very well last night based on the people I've had conversations with. So that's a good start. We're right around 15 to 18 in the 4 different age groups of the boys, and the girls were closer to like 7 or 8 per age group. So we know of several. I know of several girls that I thought would have participated that opted out this year, and I also I expect to see several more 5th and 6th graders sign up this week that are not signed up yet. So I expect those numbers to be right where we would have projected based on going into the year. So, and then also youth wrestling, the youth wrestling program that's done through the Bellefontaine High School program in conjunction with us is scheduled. They were scheduled to start tonight, but they're actually going to start tomorrow night now. Program wise, that's kind of what we have rolling. And starting to work on putting together some of our plans to hopefully have website. I'd really like to have it up and updated in place by January 15th or so, so that we have everything up and people can start registering there early in January. From a financial perspective, with the things that we didn't spend this year, our financial picture is real solid. We're putting in some POs to make sure we have some things taken care of. We're going to go ahead and pay our software fees here in December. That's something that we have waited till January in the past, so that's something we're getting ahead on, which is just kind of nice to be moving ahead on things instead of on the tail end. So that'll be good. And budget-wise, I think that the 2020 budget was set up to be a good budget for us. We chose not to spend that budget based on everything that was kind of going on in our world and in our programming world as well. So I feel like going into 2021, we're going to be in a really good position and excited to get back to what I anticipate to be a little bit more of a normal summer once we get to summer. So excited for what that looks like. Maintenance wise, the guys have been doing a lot of cleanup. We had some winds, did some wind cleanup. They did stuff the last week getting prepped up for snow, which we saw in the forecast for this week, and they spent a lot of time today clearing snow. So that went very well. We still have a couple of projects. The Pat Cooksey playground, the slab is completed, and we're just waiting for a weather window that will allow us to get that installation done. We are going to have to get a window where we get at least a day or two over 40 degrees to install the safety surfacing. So we got to kind of watch and see where we'll have that window to make sure we get the temperatures warm enough for putting in the glue we have to use. So that's where that project is. My year-wise, construction is moving along rather quickly up until yesterday, but they worked last week on must have been Monday and Tuesday. Then big rain Wednesday, so they weren't out Wednesday, but then they came back and worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this past weekend. So they made a real big push to have. I have not ventured to explore in the snow, but I would anticipate that the deck is down, and the only thing really left to go would be the railing finalization and then the entry steps and ramp. So I think that's really moving along and should be completed here within the next week or two, and we should see a completed project on that. So excited for where that is. Also want to give a shout out to at Myra to our trail volunteers in conjunction with Jeff Heyer, who is our employee out there. They did, we delivered about 40 tons of stone out, and they spread that along the trails in our worst wear areas, where the wettest areas and whatnot. So, and actually, as they were spreading, they had a couple people say, hey, you're making this too nice, more people are going to come out and spoil it for me. So I thought that was a cool compliment for them that they had made that project move forward. So it looks really good. They did a really nice job. So I want to say thank you to them for their work on that. Pool wise, those of you that have been by, we have done our winter fill so that it will stay in the ground for the winter. So the pool is filled right now, and we have the purchase orders in, probably not reflected in the financial reports you have there, but purchase orders are in for the heater repair and the stairs down from the parking lot. So excited to get both those projects finished up here at some point. Whether that's done yet in December or if that's something that's done before it can be something that's done as late as April. So we'll wait to see when those get completed, but the dollars are set aside to do both of those projects. Outside of that, I'll be happy to answer any questions. It's been hectic around here with the interview process we've been going through, and then Carol was off for a while on me, not feeling well. So I spent a lot of time paying bills and things that I haven't done in, I don't know, maybe ever. So I've been spoiled for a long time. So I think Tracy across the hall was laughing, and I think Carol enjoyed me making sure I knew how this process actually works and all the work they have put in over the years doing it. So I think that was good for me in the long run, but
Yeah.
took up a lot of time as well. So other than that, like I said, happy to answer any questions.
What price did the steps come in?
$4,500.
And the pool heater was about 7,200, you thought?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Chris? Very good. Moving on to old business, update on the hiring.
Yeah, we have, I believe, completed our process, interview process. We had, I want to say thank you to Dennis, Jolise, and Pat for all the time that they put in. We did 7 first round interviews. We brought 3 people back for follow-up interviews. And we have a conditional offer out right now. We'll make the announcement of who that person is once we get their conditional stuff met as far as background checks and drug screen. But hopefully we'll be able to introduce that person at our next board meeting in January. But the process, I thought, went very, very well. The board members really did a great job of identifying questions, looking at things that maybe I hadn't noticed with maybe a particular candidate here or there. And so I thought we really balanced each other out really well, the 4 of us that went through the process. So thank you to you guys on that. We were very blessed, in my belief. We interviewed 7 candidates. We could have hired any of the 7 candidates. And I think that's a testament to the pool that we were fortunate enough to look through. There were definitely 3 that stood out above the others, but any of the 7 could have been one of our employees. And so that's I think, something I'm really happy with how everything shook out in that. So that's kind of an update. I'll open it up to Dennis, Pat, or Jolise if you have any comments on the process or anything else you want to add.
We brought the last 3 in person, and so Chris took them around tours of the park, and then we sat down and chit-chatted with them and asked a few pointed questions. And all 3 of the candidates were, very capable. But the one I think that if we do go through with the one we chose, probably the best one for expanding our program, I would say. What has the most programming experience by far, and most versatility, I would say, in programming by far. I don't think anybody could compare to this individual's background that way. Would you?
The cool part was that each candidate brought their own unique abilities. So that's what made it really tough. But to echo Chris and Dennis, the candidate with the conditional offer, just his experience by far outweighed the others.
Cool.
Will you be able to let us know before the next meeting? I mean, if
Yes,
you
yes,
would, or
absolutely. I just don't
send us
want
an
to
email.
put the cart before the horse.
Right, right.
I've communicated with the different candidates that were out there, but I just wanted to make sure that we have a final thing before we're announcing it to the public, until we have all of the
Right.
I's dotted and T's crossed. But yes, we'll send it out, and assuming that everything goes through, first day will be January 4th.
Did we get anything yet on design for the nature playground?
We have a rough, and we actually laid out some staking of where we expect the gravel path to go, which you were part of that, Dennis. What I'm waiting on now is we need to make sure we get the final. I expect there to be a meeting of the Myra management group here in early December virtually to get their blessing on it as well, just as a final piece of something we hadn't done the way everything had come through. So I want to make sure we get that done before we actually start construction, but something we're going to work on throughout the winter.
Any other questions? Okay, very good. Any new business?
There really isn't. It's. I'm looking at the clock saying, man, this is a quick meeting tonight. So much time's been put into the hiring process and the project out at Myra right now that we don't have a lot of other things that are irons in the fire. I do expect that we're going to have a big agenda in January with our end of the year reports for the different organizations and whatnot that we need to get through. So we're going to be working on a lot of those kind of things here over the next couple of weeks here in the office, trying to get that stuff finalized, and then finalizing the project out at Myra. So it's focused on a few important things right now, I think is the way I would describe where we're going, but that doesn't lead to a lot of business for the board. So it's interesting.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. My dinner's cold. Any other questions or topics to bring up?
I don't have a question, but I do want to thank you three and all four of you for doing the interviews and all that. I'm glad you guys were able to make it there and pick somebody. And Chris and Carol, nice job this year with the whole pandemic thing. People still seem to be happy with the way the parks operated throughout the year. So out to you guys.
Very true.
Our maintenance staff did a really nice job of, we probably had more people in the parks this year than for sure on a daily use basis. Now, we might not have had as many when you talk about the peak time of a baseball season or something like that, but the number of people that were in the parks just using them on a daily basis and really some of the more sporadic trash spread kind of things. Guys worked really hard to keep things looking nice. I'm really proud of the staff we have and how hard they work to make that stuff continue to look great. So thank you, Dave.
Well, quite a year. Very interesting.
Yes.
I'll be fine with it if we never have one like it again.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, quite an experience. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday and relaxing and safe, and that you don't slip on the ice. It's quick out there, so be careful. And happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you.
You guys as well. Thanks.
Same to everybody else.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you again in first of the year, if not before, if something comes up.
Did we have a motion? To
Record meeting.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a motion to adjourn yet, but
just make sure.
we need to have a motion on the floor to adjourn.
I'll move. I'll second.
Move to second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Oh, same sign. This is what's best for me since I started the meeting.
Hey, James, I thought of you. I saw a meme that was, I'm getting ready for a web meeting, and it showed the cat duct taped to the wall in front of him. I saw that and I just thought of you.